Good evenings. You are welcome to today's math class. So in today's video, we'll be solving this nice Olympiad math question. So how do you solve for the value of a plus b? Firstly, we'll look for the value of a and b first before we add it up. Now, when you have this kind of question, what you do first is to multiply all through by 2. So when you do so, you are going to have 2a plus 2 multiplied by 2ab is going to give you plus 4ab. Here we are going to have 2b plus 2b equals 16. Now, when you look at this, there is a common factor here, which is 2a, right? When you factor it out, you are going to have 2a into bracket. 2a divided by 2 is going to give you 1, and 4ab divided by 2 is going to give you plus 2b. So here you are going to have 2b equals 16. So now I want what is inside this bracket to be here also. So what I need to do is to add 1 to both sides, right? So I'm going to have 2a into bracket 1 plus 2b plus 2b plus 1 is equals to 16 plus 1. You can see that I added 1 to both sides. Now I can now group this by saying 2a into bracket 1 plus 2b, and here also we have plus 1 plus 2b inside bracket equals 17. So the common factor here now is 1 plus 2b. When you factor this out, you are going to have 1 plus 2b into bracket. So dividing all through by 1 plus 2b, you are going to have what? 2a here, and dividing this by itself is going to give you plus 1 is equals to 17. Now when you have something like this, let me write it out here. 1 plus 2b into bracket 1 plus 2a equals 17. So what this implies is that, but before I start solving this, we are going to consider two cases, because you know that 17 multiplied by 1 is equals to 17, right? And when you multiply this also minus 17 multiplied by 1 is still going to give you multiplied by minus 17 rather, it's still going to give you 17, right? So we are going to consider these two cases. Now let me divide this board by saying here case 1 and here case 2. So the case 1 will be this, while the case 2 will be this. Now we are going to write 1 plus 2b multiplied by 1 plus 2a is equals to, considering the case 1, we are going to have equals to 17 multiplied by 1. So when you now compare this, we have 1 plus 2b equals 17, and also 1 plus 2a equals 1. Now starting with this first one here, when you start with this, when you collect like this, you are going to have 2b equals 17 minus 1. So you have 2b equals 16. Dividing both sides by 2, you have b equals 8. So I've gotten the first value of b. Now, looking at the second one here, when you collect like terms, you are going to have 2a equals 1 minus 1. That is 2a is equal to 0. So dividing all through by 2, you are going to have the value of 8 equals to 0. So here now, from our case 1, we have the value of b to be 8 and the value of a to be 0. And I want you to know that here now you can see that I said let 1 plus 2b to be equals to 17. You can turn it, you can reverse it by saying let 1 plus 2b to be equals to 1 and let 1 plus 2a to be equals to 17. You are still going to get the same value, but the problem is that b is going to be 0 and a is going to be 8. But that is not the case, because what we have to look for here is that we should look for the addition of the both. Therefore, we are going to have a plus b, which is 8 plus 0, and the value of a plus b is therefore equals to 8. From our case 1, now let's consider our case 2. We have 1 plus 2b into bracket 1 plus 2a to be equals to minus 17 multiplied by minus 1. Now we have 1 plus 2b equals minus 17, and also 1 plus 2a equals minus 1. Now from this, when you collect like terms, I'm going to have 2b equals minus 17 minus 1. That's 2b equals minus 18. Dividing all 2 by 2, we are going to have b to be equals to minus 9. Now from the second one here, we are going to have, after collecting like terms, we are going to have 2a equals minus 1 minus 1. So we have 2a equals minus 2. Dividing by 2, we are going to have a to be equals minus 1. Now, what is our value of a plus b? So our value for a plus b is going to be minus 9 minus 1, which is a plus b equals minus 8, minus 10 rather. So now, for this question here, we can now say that therefore the two values that we are going to be having for a plus b is going to be 8 and minus 10. So these are the values for a plus b. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye.